As a state senator, how do you do much about creating more jobs?
First, the bully pulpit of being a state senator means that I have access to the media and my other colleagues in government. For example, the Kingsbridge Armory, which is right in the middle of the district, it is a city-owned property, and therefore it's a city process.
Isn't that the one where they were going to develop a mall there,
Correct.
and then it fell through essentially, I believe, as a result of the insistence on that the tenants of the stores that would become tenants pay a living wage? Is
Correct.
that essentially the
That is correct. That is a city-owned property. It is a city process. But as a state senator, I can play a central role in bringing the parties together again, so that we can talk about the fact that there's this jewel in the middle of the community. It's a beautiful building, but it needs to be utilized so that it has an impact on people's lives around there, and it should have a positive impact on people's lives. So the idea of having a living wage, in that both in the buildings, in what is built at the site, so the people, the men and women that are working to build the site or build the project have a living wage, and the men and women that work at whatever is going to be at the end, whether it's stores, whether it's supermarkets or what have you, there's got to be a living wage at the other end too. I believe that as a state senator, I can play a role in bringing some parties together, bringing attention to the issue, and also just at the state level, help create and foster economic, an economic climate, so that
would that
jobs
be lower
will
taxes?
That would be lower taxes for working men and women, yes.
But not for the businesses.
Well, yes, for businesses. I believe in progressive taxation, generally speaking, as a principle. I believe that wealthier New Yorkers, that there has to be a way that we can have them pay a little bit more of their, fair wage.
Fair share.
Fair share, I'm sorry.
Now, quickly, because we're running out of time.
Yes.
If the issue for Kingsbridge Armory were to be able to get a full and flourishing development there, but no living wage, quote unquote, not the wage that you would consider living wage, or hang on to that principle and not get that developed, which would you choose?
I would choose to have whatever can have the most positive effect on the community. I believe that there are ways that we can come together, and
you're saying that doesn't have to be one or the other.
That's correct.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. We want to ask you also, one of the key institutions, in a way, in the district you're running for is the Soundview Health Center, which is closely connected to Pedro Espada. And there's the feeling that one of the possible outcomes of that whole drama is that Soundview goes down. How would you see the impact of that and the importance, if you see it that way, of keeping the Soundview Health Center going? As briefly as you can, tell us.
I absolutely believe that the men and women that work, the healthcare workers and the men and women that work, no problem, that work at Soundview Health Center, we need to make sure that they can continue to provide the services to the community that they need to provide. I've never had an issue with the center. I have an issue with its management. And I believe that there's ways that we can bring the state in to actually start to run the centers, figure out what private corporation could come in and other institutions or entities that can run it in a responsible way. So I believe that the services that they provide are essential. And I believe that the men and women that work there need to continue to provide those services. But the management is what we have to get rid of.
Okay. Our guest has been Gustavo Rivera, who is running for the state Senate seat. He's a Democrat running for the state Senate seat in the 33rd senatorial district, which covers a large part of what we would call the Kingsbridge section of the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for taking the time, and good luck to you.